if you want, you can choose right now one domain of action, any type of action, any type of work that you do, as your theme of practice. It could be a place, we'll use that as a stone around which to work in the meditation. You don't have to, you can leave it very global. But if as I speak, you're like, oh, okay, there's definitely this type of work that I get triggered in it. So you can keep that in the back of your mind, and we'll go into a process to work around that theme. Okay, so you can get comfortable for meditation. So getting a good ground, feeling the posture being stable, connected to the earth. Feeling the alignment of the spine. Shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. Face at peace. Allowing the breath to flow quietly, freely. Letting the worries, projections, memories and anticipations of our life, letting all of that reside, subside. So as to allow ourselves to become deeply present. Sounds around us. Relaxed and aware. And we start by inviting, if you've found in your day-to-day life an action that you would like to use as an aspect of sadhana, find that action, that activity, or that work that you would like to work with or explore around. And for now, just invite images and thoughts to come around that work. And just to notice what it creates. So first just invite the theme, and we stay at the level of the mind, and become aware of what is the theme around that work. Bring your attention to the body. Does it create any type of response at the emotional level? And in the body would mean some type of sensations in the belly, in the chest, in the head. And if there is, to really genuinely look at it. How big is it? Does it have a shape? Is it static or is it moving? If you had to give it a color, what color would it have? Now is not a time to judge the experience, nor try to find any outcome or any change. It's just a time to completely allow it to be as it is. Maybe the response in your system is quite low right now, or maybe the response is quite high. You can see, oh, is it a very intense response? And if that's the case, just notice, oh, it's a very intense response. If there's any part of crisis, it might become actually quite uncomfortable, and that would be fine too. We're just being very interested, genuinely interested. And taking a deep breath. Exhale. We'll use a little bit of our analytical mind right now, very briefly, but if you had to look at what is the tamasic part, the rajasic part, and the sattvic part in your relationship. Is there anything connected to apathy, depression, lack of motivation? Is there anything connected to a sense of attachment, to outcome, to name and fame, to becoming someone, to succeeding, to having things the way you want? And what part of your relationship is filled with a sense of love and the flow of wisdom, a sense of serving, or something very serene, peaceful that goes with it? And it can definitely be a little bit of each. Taking a deep breath. Exhale. Letting go of those processes using the mind. Letting them rest. And just coming back to that place prior to ourself, that place prior to a world, that place prior to a moment. Letting yourself drop or fall within yourself before your story, before there is a me or a I. It's that place without movement and without sound, without a voice. It's your place of deepest rest, deepest intimacy. It's the place from which you can look at this life. You can look at this childhood, teenagerhood, adulthood, this whole story that usually we call me, my story, I. It's that place you can look at the whole of it, embrace and contain the whole story of the me. There is the me of the little girl, the me of the 15 years old, the me of the 25, and the me of this morning. The body has changed, context has changed, maturity, type of thoughts, even taste. Everything has changed. But that which sees that me, that has never changed. That deep sense of being, absolute certainty of being. That being contains what we all call my story. From that place where we can see our whole story. We can notice how our human story is made of needs, fears, hopes, search for happiness, feeling that we control, the feeling that we achieve, the feeling like we fail. It's all part of it, all part of our human expression. The beauty and the madness. From that place of stillness, we can completely welcome this seemingly dramatic event that we call my life. How is it to become aware of any expectation we might have in our experience right now as we are exploring and sitting in meditation? Is there one part of the me that is being active in expecting something, hoping for something, striving for, working at? Not as a policeman condemning this habit of ours, but more with this genuine curiosity. Is there a part of this system that wants, that tries, that should? And can we welcome it in the same embrace? Cultivating friendship within ourselves. And remaining where we are, in that certainty of being. each time expectation comes. So notice it kindly, smile at it. Being very gentle with its needs, its good reasons, and reminding ourselves it all belongs to that story. That story that I contain, I embrace, I create. I awareness, I presence, I timelessness, I placelessness. If I is this very big river, strong flow, endless movement of peace flowing down into the ocean. And if my story is a swimmer in that river, sometimes the swimmer goes in the current, with the current. Sometimes the swimmer goes counter current. The swimmer is always trying to swim somewhere. But the stream, the current is taking the swimmer nonetheless. It just flows, undisturbed by the attempt of the swimmer to create its own direction. And one day the swimmer can stop swimming and start floating, going on its back, spreading arms and legs, letting the flow take him or her, looking at the sky, the clouds, in complete trust, in complete surrender. It's from there that the swimmer can then realize that it actually is made of that flow. It is that water flowing down. It is the river itself. It's never been swimming in, but a movement of. From there, it is okay to swim again. It is quite joyful to go with the waves, as a wave. There's a different way to swim when one knows one is the water. It's a swimming without any intent, separated from the flow of the river. It's a swimming made of trust. Letting go of any image, any intent. And just continue a little bit in silence. Just resting. Just relaxing into that space. We'll continue to practice as we are coming out of meditation, or as we are seemingly coming out of meditation. We'll start by placing our attention onto the breath. And how is it to welcome progressively deeper and longer breath from that place without a doer claiming any ownership, from that place without any expectation. Being aware of the whole movement, deeper inhale, longer exhale, enjoying, rejoicing at the whole unfolding. You are that in which breath occurs. You are that which contains the intent for a deeper breath. Placing your attention at the level of the neck and watching the intent to start rotating the neck, beginning of the movement and then the rotation of the neck. Watch and welcome the whole process. Allowing the body to rotate the neck in whichever way it wants to. Breath and neck. Engaging maybe the spine as well in those rotations. And I'll let you continue on your own, taking this very quiet, intimate time with the whole system. The river enjoying part of itself, floating on itself. The river enjoying part of itself, swimming in itself.